Hello and welcome, I'm Misstical. This is Mr. Gaming. We're jumping into Watch Your Realms. Right, there's an update planned for the Forerunner, okay? This is the Forerunner Server. Don't get confused about the global one. This is the Forerunner Server, okay? It'll be in the title, it'll be in the description. Someone was still asked that they can't find stuff. Right, let's jump into it. It'll be one of those videos where we go all over the place and we just have a look at it as we break it down, and then come back at the end of the video, make sure we've gone through everything, okay? Right, without further ado, let's jump onto the first bit of the update. So here we go. This is the first part of the update. They fixed an issue with a basic attack. Song of Sorrow stance was considered a healing skill. After the fix, unhealable heroes can normally gain an inspiration and penetration effects from the basic attack of Songs of Sorrow stance. Okay, so Songs of Sorrow, that was where she was there to strengthen heroes, and apparently there was an issue with it. So that's now been fixed. That is the first part of this. So here's the next part then. So we're getting a buff. They mentioned it in Dev Insights, didn't we? Old long time hero. We're starting with his ultimates. Okay, so they're changing the hero enters Berserk stance, dealing X amount of damage with each attack launched, and increasing attack range when attacked any distance to the target. The hero's weapon transforms into Demon Boomerang 2, and that's been changed to the hero enters Berserk stance, dealing, and it deals the same amount of damage with each attack launched and increases attack range. During this period, the hero attacks with the Demon Boomerang. So if you remember, if he was close to the target, he wouldn't use the boomerang, but now he's always going to use it. Okay, so that is the first part they've done there. So the next part is his other passive here, Devil's Dance. That's getting a little look at as well. So Devil's Dance changes. Demon Bow / Demon Boomerang has a chance to attack 2 targets. Demon Blades, 15% chance for a double strike. So that is changing to Demon Blades Boomerang. Has a 15% chance, or up to 25% chance to do a double strike, so they're including the boomerang in that as well. Okay, so that should give them a nice little damage boost, hopefully. Right, and then next, when we go to the Awakenings, Awaken 3 is the first part that's getting a change. So Awakening 3, damage increases against targets inflicted with burning plus 20%. Okay, so that's going up from the 15% that it was. And then the next one is the Awakening 5. This is it at the moment. When entering Berserker stance, immediately receives a maximum attack speed talent bonus. The first 5 attacks in Berserker stance deal 100% extra damage, and it will now become immediately gains Berserker stance, immediately receives a maximum speed. That's all the same. Talent, first 5 basic attacks, damage increase 100%. Yeah, that's all the same, and inflicts 20% vulnerability physical damage for 5 seconds. So that is the extra little bit you're getting on there. That last couple of words there, the 20% vulnerability. Okay, so there we go. Now we'll see if this actually affects her or not, but she's had a rework before and it didn't see her get any playtime, but who knows, maybe now she will. Let's have a look at it. Right, so here we go. The first one is affecting her talent. So dealing damage inflicts 1 stack of Bloodbane on the target, and it's this Bloodbane. When dealing damage to an enemy with 3 stacks of Bloodbane, this now is going to do more damage. So instead of doing 120% damage, she will now do 160% AoE damage. So it's 5 enemies in range of the target instead of the 3. I'm not sure that's going to be good enough to see her get much playtime, but we will wait and see. Maybe this is the buff that she's been waiting for. So the next part of her change is her next passive here. So we've got Oblivion Strike, increases damage dealt to enemies with HP percentage higher than 60% by 14%, and then you can up the damage increase and the threshold and that sort of stuff to it. Okay, so that is now being changed. Instead of, so it was 60 to 50%, and by the damage increase of 14 to 20%, increases damage dealt to enemies with HP percentage higher than 60, and that's going to go to 50%, which is the same. 60, 60, 60, yeah, it's 50, and then that's going to go by 25 up to 40%. Maybe that is enough of a damage increase on people who've got a higher HP than her, or a higher percent of HP, maybe. Let's have a look. Right, what else have they changed on her? Right, so next is she's also got a passive, sorry, not a passive, a bonded skill here, okay, and that's getting a small tweak. So they're changing, we changed to obtain Celine, the blood spill of Viscount, to unlock the following bonus effect, reduces Gisele's first deployment cost by 2, so that's staying the same, and increases damage by 30% for 60 seconds during her first deployment. So that is the bit that's changed. It's going up from 20% to 30, so that is getting a change there for her as well. Maybe the second passive is the winner out of this little lot. So what we're seeing now then is her awakening. Awakening is always weird anyway. So the ultimate's damage frequency multiplies, but the ultimate's damage multiplier is minus 40. So I don't know. There you go. You can see that. That's being changed now. So that damage multiplier is only being lost to minus 20 now. Okay. So I don't know if it's a big boost to her damage or not. I think unlucky if you've got her to A1. I think more than anything else, but we shall see. Next up, we've got her A3. Then that's getting changed as well. So when deployed, immediately gains 100 range. When deployed, cannot die during the ultimate. Okay, so how quickly does her ultimate come around then? I suppose that's the next question then, is it? If she can't die during her ultimate, sorry. 900 rate for her ultimate, get that down to 700. So her ultimate will come around quite quickly. Oh, and it only lasts 6 seconds, so it doesn't last for long, but there you go. So now if you've got her A3, by all accounts, cannot die during the ultimate. Maybe good, maybe you can time it. Let's have a look. Next one then is the A5. Have a look at this, and then the A5 is when the talent deals damage multiplier plus 20, and that's going up to plus 40. Okay, so there she is. She's getting a damage boost all over the place, little bits here and there, a little bit of power creep for her. Maybe it's a good thing. Well, it's definitely a good thing. Whether it's good enough, that's a different question altogether, I guess, then, isn't it? So we'll have to wait and see if that's enough to actually get a plays. Okay, next up, not really a buff, it's more of a fix. So if you have a look at the fixed an issue where the ultimate failed to autocast against airborne units. Okay, there we are. So that's getting a fix there for him. He's not getting a major buff already. Okay, let's have a look at Arrogance's artifact. Here's his artifact. Now, here's what they are changing on it. So increases damage dealt to targets inflicted with burning by 20 to 30%. During the effects of Hellfire, which is ultimate, attacking nearby enemies will also inflict burning on them for 5 seconds. That's what it does at the moment. Now they're changing that to increases damage by 20 to 30%. That's a straight up damage increase. There's none of this. Damage dealt to inflicted by targets inflicted with burning. So it's a straight up damage boost, that is. And then the next part is during Hellfire ignores 10% defense when attacking enemies inflicted with burning. So if they're afflicted with burning during his ultimate, then he will ignore 10% defense. A straight up damage increase. Okay. I think he's on an up there. Shame about the caveat on the second part of it, but there we go. Not the only one getting a buff there. So here we are. Here's Twin Fiends as well. This is getting a little change as well. Fixed an error where the artifact skill description changed during destruction command to during the effects of meteor strike. Okay, so that's just having a wordage change. Nothing major there. Now the next one, let's scroll down. Here we go, Dwarven Strider. Again, this is much more of a wordage change than anything else. So what they're saying is it used to fix an error. It changed all attributes to basic attributes. So they're just changing it to match what it actually does. Okay, so there we go. Artifacts are done and dusted. Now the next thing they're changing is they've added a switch account button to the tutorial stage battle scene. Players can now use the switch account feature during tutorial stage battles. Okay, there we go. Not sure why that's in or why they needed it, but there you go, it's coming in. Here we are. We are off into the Void, okay, the Void Rift. Now, they've added a skip function for boss stages in normal, elite and hard difficulties of Void Rift. If the battle record is saved and the stage is challengeable, you can use the skip function to skip the battle directly. Okay, and then they've added an auto fight function for boss stages in nightmare difficulty of Void Rift. After the update, you must manually clear the stage 1 time to save the battle record before you can use the auto fight functionality. That's all normal stuff. So there we go. That is the normal change, all the changes they're bringing into the Void Rift. Okay, right then. Now then, off to the Forge. So the Forge is having a little change, or well, not a little change, they're just some more quality of life functionality more than anything else by the sounds of it. Okay, so They've added a times 30, times 50 option to Gearforge if there is enough Gearforge materials for 20 or 30 or 50, and the 10 times option will change to Forge times 30 times 50. Okay, that's it. So instead of here, it will read 30 or 50, I guess, something like that. Or these will. Now you've added a goal system to the camp featuring daily, weekly and challenge goals. Players can seek and display preset goals and quickly complete or navigate to them. So yeah, nice little quality of life change. I'm not sure it'll change anything massively, but you won't have to keep going to, I presume you won't have to keep going after into quests and looking at what you've done for each day, that sort of thing. So maybe that's nice. Have a look to see what happens when it actually comes out and see how it actually looks. And then we're off to achievements. So we're adding some more achievements into the game, which is always nice. I mean, I remember Warcraft when it used to have titles. I used to love me collecting some titles. So I would be more than happy if we saw those in the game, but I can't guarantee that's actually going to happen. But there we go. So that's just me. I would like it, but there we go. And achievements related to Marek Schools of Illusions, Artifact Augmentation Gems, and Faction Trials. There we go. So that's what's being added there. Now we're jumping over. This is probably more for younger guilds, I imagine. I don't know how many people this is going to affect, but it's affecting Titanic Ruins. Okay, so we've adjusted the unlock conditions for Titanic Ruins Matrix 1. So that's the Matrix Zerbus boss there. The condition has changed from Titanic Ruins Apocalypse 2 is seriously injured by the guild. Okay, 2. Titanic Ruins Apocalypse 2 is seriously injured by the guild, and personal mech fragments in Apocalypse 2 reached 30,000. So there's an additional clause in there before jumping onto Matrix. Okay, you have to have got a 30k chest here, which is the second from bottom one in Apocalypse 2, before you can join your guild in Matrix 1, or at least that's how it reads to me. I could of course be very wrong. Right, so this doesn't affect me. I presume this is more for guild leaders, that sort of thing. But they are now optimizing the red dot display for Guild War Marshals. The red dot will no longer appear when there are no marshals available for appointment in the guild. There you go. No idea if that was an issue. I never saw it, but I dare say some people did. Right, so this is the next one here. So what they're saying is when performing artifact promotions, you can now check an option to hide enchanted artifacts. So I've got my artifact there. I want to enchant it, I can come to promote, and then I would now be able to check an option to hide enchanted artifacts. So the ones that are already enchanted, I could hide then, I suppose. Okay, there we go. Nice little quality of life change there for us. Now the next one is quite interesting. Let's go jump over. So we're off into the gallery of all places, which isn't somewhere you often get attributes. So we get these, don't we? We see these and we collect them up, and as you collect heroes you get some of these. Now apparently added gallery collection rewards for each faction, granting attribute bonuses to heroes of all factions. Interesting to see how this is going to pan out, or what's being added. It doesn't give any more details than that. I don't know anything more, but what are we hoping for then? As the collective reward, then I don't know. I haven't got a clue. I presume this is where it's going to be, is it? I mean, I can't see anywhere else where it's going to be. Or do we get something here? Is this where it means? So in the all section, depending on how many you've collected? Who knows? But we wait to see. That would be an interesting one to see. We'll have a little look to see how much of a boost everyone's going to get from that. Okay, that would be quite an interesting little one to have a look at. So this is where we are next. So if we come to our manage plans up here, then what have we got here? We've got increases to the maximum number of rules for gear recommendation plans from 25 all the way up to 50. Oh, okay, that's nice. Although what I would like to see is when it comes up with the thumbs up, what I've got it selected to, because I sort of name all of my plans. It'd be nice if I knew which one I was actually talking about when I saw it, but there we go. So getting an increase, always a plus. So the next one is over here then. So we're going up to the backup storage functionality. Okay, so what they're doing, they've added 2 new tabs to backup storage management and bulk dismiss. Storage management covers the original backup storage, which this is, functions, and just adds a filter to it. So hopefully I can just filter out like epics or whatever I need. And they've added a bulk dismiss function, allowing you to dismiss your heroes without having to move them to storage. that's a win. That's a nice little quality of life change. That will be quite good. So we'll have to wait and see what we get or how that pans out for us. Right, now we're off to the shop. The shop won't change for a long time, so I imagine this to be in global before this actually goes live anywhere, before you get to look at it. But this is what they're planning on doing. So they've added, so from the 1st of the 1st, so 1st of January next year, the Gear Dungeon shop will be adjusted. So they're going to added Trial Keystones 4 for sale. So they will add Trial Keystones 4 for sale. So I'm imagining they're 4K. 3s I think are 3K, aren't they? So I'd imagine 4 for the 4K for the 4 level 4 ones. Okay, increases stock of a gear recast hammer. So the recast hammers there are 5. So that gives us a maximum spend of 3,000. Okay. Right, blimey, gonna be a lot here. And reduce the purchase price of smouldering scales. And okay, does anyone buy them at all? Even if they're, I mean, how far would you have to reduce it for people to buy it, I suppose? Particularly if they're adding the 4th keystone in and more hammers, I would probably spend all my spare stuff on that and not anywhere else. But there we go, that's just me. Right, and then lastly, we're back off to the summoning. Won't affect me, and this could be embarrassing. Right. Summon reviews. Where am I? I'm at the 18k mark for sake of arguments, okay? Now, hero summons increase collective summoning rewards from 40,000 to 80,000 summon. Not going to affect me. Won't affect me for some time. For some people. Key additions include legendary awakening tokens, rare summoning crystals, unpolished legendary soulstone shards. Okay, so where does can I even see up to the 40k mark? Where are we? Right, I can see all the way up to the 40k mark. So whenever this drops, so this will drop, I think it's tomorrow, isn't it? Whatever. So I'll have a quick look at it and we'll have a little post and see the stuff we can see. We'll do a quick video on. Okay, there we go. That's that one done. So I think that is everything covered. Let's go and have a quick look at the actual announcement. Okay, so heroes and artifacts. Darchan done. Arrogance done. Gisele hopefully done. Like Storm, artifacts, Arrogance, Twin Fiend, Storm Strider, account switch, Void Rift, yes. Others. Forging 30 and 50. Goals available. More achievements, unlock for Titan Ruins, red dots, artifact promotion, yes. Gallery, that's an interesting one as well, isn't it? Galleries includes extra rules, blimey, backups, storage features, yes, right, all done. Thank you very much for your time. Let us know what you think. Let us know in the comments, good, bad, indifferent. Looking forward to it. Which bits? I mean, I'm looking forward to see which bits get done from the gallery, and that would probably do me. The new rules might be nice. I might see if I can chuck in some new rules. There we go. But that's me done. Thank you very much for your time. For giving me a thumbs up, like, subscribe when you're out the door. Much appreciated. I'll see you all in the video again soon. Cheers. Goodbye.